Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to layer dies up to make images have different colors in them. I hope you'll stay tuned. So this die is from Creative Expressions and it's by Sue Wilson. It's called the Easter Bunny Egg, I think. And if you cut it as is, if you... I had a little piece out of there and needs to come out. If you cut it as is and you put it in place, it would look something like this. It's really pretty as it is, but I thought it would be fun to show you how to layer things up so that you would be able to change out colors in certain components of it and make it really interesting. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to play with this outer frame. I cut it out of a bunch of different colors, gray, a green, and this pink. I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper under here so that you can see this better on the dark background. And the first thing I thought I wanted to do was I wanted to have the Happy Easter center part so that it was just like this, where the pink layer covers up everything kind of in between. Then what I wanted to do is I wanted to have the words Happy Easter in green. So I thought I'd show you how to do that. I want to leave the flowers as they are, and I'll show you how you do the pink layer first. I'm going to do it all on the green. What you're going to do first is you're going to cut out and try to be very careful with this so that you don't get too close into your oval, your egg. You want to just make sure you're cutting off the loops around the outside edge. So that's how you make your pink layer. You just cut it so that you've got the pretty outer edges taken off. Then, if all I want to have left is Happy Easter, what I'm going to cut out of this layer is I'm going to cut out the flowers because I want the flowers to stay pink. So I'm going to just snip out the flowers. I'll show you a couple and then I'll have Rich fast forward so you don't have to, or I'll just have him cut that part out so you don't have to endure this part. Long version. I think I'm going to do all the inner edges and then go back and do the outer edges. So all I'm cutting out at this point are our flowers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue our 3 layers down. I'm going to glue the inner line of the egg and the flowers and a little bit of the words if I can. We're going to lay our egg in place, hopefully. Then we're going to go back to our gluey area. We're going to go around the back again. This time trying to make sure that we line it up and that we don't have any little pieces stuck in there. Get out of there. This set also comes with some carrots and some flowers that can go around the outside edge. Here's some that are cut out of the flowers, and a bunch of carrots. I really like the carrots, and I'm going to show you how I cut the carrots out so that you can see those and figure out how to make those work for you. I put them all in my little mermaid dish that I got from the Dollar Tree. I like this dish. It really is handy for things like this. Here's one of the things I'll show you that's a mistake, but it's kind of cool. I had 2 pieces of cardstock in when I did this bow die, and it cut both of them and basically layered them on top of each other. And I thought that was interesting. It's kind of a cool look. I kept that just so you could see what it looked like, you know, when I pulled it apart. And I wanted to show you how to do the carrots, so I have some different techniques for that. But when it came to the bow, I thought I would make the bow a little bit interesting by taking this sparkly layer and the pink layer and try to offset them. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I thought it might be fun to try. So what I thought I would do is just kind of do it like a little bit like that. I don't feel the love. Instead, I'm just going to glue them down on top of each other like that, just to get the height that I want. You could run this through a Xyron machine for faster gluing, or you could put a glue pen on it, you know, on the back to make it faster. But I'm just going to use my Tombow Mono Aqua, my glue of choice when it comes to wet glue. I know a lot of people really like that art glitter glaze. So then, once you put the bow in place, then the bow brings out the flowers. You know, see how it makes the flowers show up more? Got a little spot there where it wasn't showing up good. Okay, then let's talk about the inside, our rabbit layer. Now our rabbit layer, I know you're thinking to yourself, why do you need a green and a pink rabbit layer? Well, the reason I need a green and a pink rabbit layer is I want to have the flowers show in pink and I want the leaves to show in green. And so what I'm going to do is, to make this work, I'm going to, in this case, I'm leaving the rabbit in all of them. And in this layer, I'm cutting out just the flowers. So I'm going to have Rich fast forward through this so you don't have to watch me do this forever. Okay, now you see in this layer we have just leaves, a lot of glue on my hand, just leaves and a rabbit. Okay, now this layer, my plan is I'm not going to cut anything out of this layer because I can make my leaves glue down onto my flowers. See my flowers? Or should I do it the other way? Because I think the flowers should be more predominant than the leaves. Because if I do it that way, then I have to cut leaves out. Nah, that's no big deal. We'll cut the leaves out. We're going to do it that way. I'm going to glue the back of my rabbit. I got confused for a second. I was thinking, holy cow, did I do that wrong? Because I wanted to have the green underneath. And then I thought, nope, this is right. Put it on, the glue on the back. Sometimes I lose my mind. See how cute that is? Then, this layer is our rabbit layer. Obviously, in this layer, we don't want anything but rabbit. So we're going to cut out. I can't decide if I want gray to be my top layer, since pink was the answer before, but we'll cut her out and see what we think. Now I do have another rabbit that I cut out of a glittery material. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. And that was a little bit of a hassle cutting it out because I used a paper that doesn't like to die cut, and So it really fought me, and I had to hand cut most of the rabbit out, and it didn't make me happy. And you see how our rabbit now is above the flowers and above the leaves. I think that's kind of cool how by layering it like this, how you get different layers of, your colors in different layers, your leaves are in different layers, your flowers are in different layers. It's just kind of fun. Okay, here's that rabbit I was telling you about. I don't know if I love this or not, so I'm just going to tell you right now. I thought about putting the bunny on like this. Now we're going to glue down this one that I think it was sticker paper, but it didn't. When I peeled off the backing on the parts that wanted to peel off, it wouldn't peel off, and even when it did, it didn't have any sticky to it. So let's just say it was a bummer. But I do kind of like it, so let's hope it works. Let's hope it makes me happy once I put it on, right? Put that in place. This foot's bugging me a little bit. Okay, let's let that dry and see how that looks. And then this is what it's going to look like once we put it in the in its frame. It's going to look like that. And then we're going to glue the little bow up here. Oh, I still need to do something with our butterfly. I don't know, the pink butterfly isn't bad. So I'm going to outline my gray on my rabbit so that you don't see the pink. And I'm just going to use a black marker to do this. It's going to make it, it's just going to make the gray look like it's outlined, which is what we want, but it also hides our pink. Okay, now let me show you how I did the carrots. I did them a couple different ways. When you have a carrot where you have a top to your carrot and you want it in two different colors, here are some techniques I used. What I did was I put washi tape behind both pieces of paper, and I butted the paper right up to each other. And then I ran them through the die cutting machine. And that way the washi tape holds the two pieces together and keeps it in place. And if you butt it together, if you do a good job of butting them together, you can't see any kind of line. I think this was the best way of doing it. Then this is the second way I did it, and what I did here is I die cut the whole carrot in orange and the top. Then I just die cut the leaves separately, and then I glued the leaves on top. It's not bad, but I see how there's no line, there's no divider on this one. This one looks very natural. Then this is the third way, and probably the worst. What I did here is I just cut the orange of the carrot, and then I cut the green leaves, and then I used a little teeny tiny dab of glue and glued it right there. So of the three systems, the washi tape on the back worked the best, where all you did was you laid the pieces of paper right to get, like, butted them up against each other. I'll show you the best way to do it. You're going to butt them up against each other like this, and then you're going to put the washi tape there. Now you see that they're like they're right on top of each other. Then you're just going to lay your die so that the green part is just the leaf, and then the orange part is the carrot part. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And that worked really well, I have to say. All right, I'm going to use this gray base, card base. It's it's 8.5 inches across, and then scored at 4 1/4. and it's 5.5 inches tall. It's a half of a regular piece of paper. You just take a piece of paper see this white piece of paper? You just lay it like that, cut it in half, and that's how you get this. And then you cut that in half. I need to decide where I'm going to put my little, I guess I could put it right like that. Okay, so we're going to just going to glue it down. Hopefully I'm in frame. We're going to want to make sure that we hold down all the little pieces that are on the outer edge, because those are the ones that'll have the tendency to not want to stick. We're going to glue our rabbit inside. Next up is gluing our little rabbit into the center there. Come on, buddy, get in there. Well, let's put our bow down first. Alrighty, our bow's ready. And I decided I was going to glue some little diamonds in that I had left over from some diamond paintings, and basically I'm just using the tools that they send you, and I'm just going to put one of these in every one of these. I put glue in there already, so all we need to do is just make sure that they stick. I stamped a sentiment inside the card, and it says Easter blessings to one of my favorite peeps, and that came from an old Amuse Studio for Peeps' Sake. I like that sentiment, the sentiments that came in that set, and I feel like the gray on the outer part is just so blah. And I have tons and tons of these little diamonds that I could use to, you know, to spruce it up a little bit. Somehow I think it needed this extra color around the outside. I know some of you are probably going, gee, Sandy, that's way too many beads. But on the other hand, maybe it's not. You never know. The person I'm sending this to, I think, will really enjoy all these blingy components to this. I think so. And remember, we're making cards for the person that you're sending it to. You don't make the card for yourself. You make it for, you know, you want to try and make that person happy with what you've sent them and make it for them. I think I'm happy with it. I know you were thinking I was going to put another 4,000 beads on there, but I didn't. I stopped just in the nick of time. So here's our card, and the inside it says Easter blessings to one of my favorite peeps, and then with the outside and all the little sparkles. I hope you learned a lot about how to layer colors with dies, because I think it's one of those things that it looks really complicated, but it's not. And I hope that you give it a try. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media, because you know I love that. And please stay inside, stay safe, and stay healthy. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.